Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to a new month named August. What's so special about August? How the transits of this month is going to impact your happiness, your work, your experiences. Well, August is always special. The second half of August and the initial half of September, because Sun reaches to its home, Sun reaches to Leo, and this time it's furthermore special and unique because Sun will be in Leo in its own sign, and just opposite to Sun we have Saturn in Aquarius. So even Saturn is in its own sign, so a major emphasis, a major focus on this alignment of Sun and Saturn for all the 12 signs. So let's get started. Let's understand how different transits are going to work for you. But yes, our major theme is the alignment of Sun and Saturn. One more very important transit, Jupiter moving into Mrigashira Nakshatra, but we will have a separate video for that. And a full moon in Aquarius, Jupiter, Mars, they continue their journey in Taurus. By the end of August, Mars goes to Gemini. And we have Sun, Venus, Mercury in Leo, Mercury going retrograde for 24 days. So this is how the transits look for the month of August. Let's get started. For Aries, we have 3 planets in the 5th house for you this month. Sun, Venus, Mercury all in Leo, and of course Mercury going retrograde this month. So a major focus is on your happiness. A major focus is who you truly are, your identity. It's about celebration of self. See, this is a very vital time for each one of us because this is a time when the Sun is reaching just opposite to the transiting Saturn. You already have Saturn in Aquarius in the 11th house, then Sun reaches here. So 5th and 11th house, there's so many things which may happen with respect to these houses. So you're constantly focusing on your work, you're very dedicated to your work, and the most important thing is to be consistent with what you want, because you also have a full moon this month in the 11th house in Aquarius. So don't give up on what you desire. Don't give up or feel disheartened if something is not happening the way you want to. This month is dedicated to doing your best, focusing on your goals, focusing on what you're trying to achieve, but along with that, focusing on your happiness, finding time to celebrate and cherish who you are. Giving some importance to self is also significant. For some people, it is a clash. How the Sun and Saturn are aligned this month in your 5th and 11th house axis. It's a clash with a boss. It can be a clash with a friend. It could be a clash with your own children. Something doesn't align here with them. Ego issues are there. For some people, it is absolutely a lot of work, responsibilities, and somewhere you are not focusing enough on your happiness, not focusing enough on living this life. Like what you have to focus is on that, okay, you are earning, you're doing your best for everyone, you're fulfilling responsibilities, but there's a lot to do for self as well. So that realization is here. Connecting with that inner child is happening for Aries. And 1st house ruler, your moon's dispositor, Mars is going to be in Taurus with Jupiter this entire month, and by the end of August, around 20 or 23, let me check. So at that time it will reach to Gemini. So Mars will be in Taurus up to 26th August, and then it will move into Gemini, which is your third house. And Mars brings more power. Mars brings more courage to speak up and resolve your issues. But remember not to be too so harsh with respect to your speech, because as Mars transits from Gemini, you have Mercury retrograde for a very short period of time. Mercury is retrograde, so it may lead to arguments. It may lead to misunderstandings. Mars in Gemini, on one hand, it's bringing courage to speak up and to, get in action, doing your work in a very amazing manner. It enhances the productivity, but it also brings a lot of conflict with respect to the speech and communication with the people. So you have to take care of your words, what they're going to say, and how you're going to convey your ideas. For Taurus, the first house ruler, Venus, will be in the fourth house. You already have Jupiter, Mars in the first house this month. For the entire month, Mars is in the first house. Around on 26th of August, it will move into your second house. So having Jupiter and Mars here, with respect to your finances, with respect to success, they're going to give you a great boost. They're going to help you to fulfill your tasks, to achieve what you want. Rahu in the 11th house in Pisces, yes, it is bringing some confusion regarding what is the best path for you, what to do, what needs to be done to get that desired result or growth. There is some confusion about where you are right now, but Jupiter, Mars are giving you that strength and courage. Jupiter will guide you, but here Jupiter also wants you to look at your health, because being the 8th lord transiting from first house, and you have Mars as 12th lord, so 8th and 12th lord in the first house, it is definitely impacting your health. You are trying very hard to pursue your work quite dedicatedly, but that foundation is getting weak. Your health is getting impacted. So I think a major focus on health is required. Your first house ruler of Venus will be along with the Sun and Mercury in the fourth house, all in Leo. Major focus on, I would say, your home, your domestic front, taking care of your own needs, because this is the place where officially, when you see Sun in the fourth house, this means midnight. Okay, so this is the time of resting for a lot of people. No matter how hard you are trying to do something, to achieve something, to even strengthen yourself, groom yourself, but Sun shows coming to a point of rest this month and focusing on what makes you happy. Very basic things like decorating your house or reading a book, coming back to that self-care mode, taking care of your emotions, emotional needs. This is where the most activity is going to happen. And you have a full moon in the 10th house this month in Aquarius, along with Saturn in this very same sign. So something reaches to fulfillment here, and it will be better than what you expected. Something reaches to completion. A task reaches to its completion. You will make it happen. That achievement is going to happen. You don't have to put a lot of pressure on self to achieve that. Maybe you're working quite hard for something, but the mindset, the emotions are very heavy. Like again, that doubt whether I'll be able to achieve it or not, that kind of confusion is shown by Rahu. But this full moon shows some accomplishment happens here and you will be happy. But the theme over here is again the home and the workplace. Sun reaching to its own sign, we have Saturn already in its own sign, so these transits are happening in your 4th and 10th house axis. So this is indeed about balancing your life between your home affairs and your professional work as well, or maybe focusing on self, your own emotional needs, or focusing on fulfilling the responsibility towards other people. For Gemini, very late in August, around 26th of August, Mars will reach to your first house in Gemini, and when that happens, there's a great relief with respect to your mind, your ideas, and your mindset, because right now you have Jupiter in the 12th house, your 10th lord, 7th lord, and then you have Mars over there, which is ruling over your 11th house of achievements, and of course it also rules the house of obstacles. So there are great ideas in your mind. There's certain desires, certain plans, certain dreams. So you really want to rush ahead and complete these ideas. I want to work on these ideas, but still it's all in the mind. It's not transforming into something solid. Your mind is full of very amazing ideas right now with respect to your personal life, whether it's your profession, whether it's some kind of spiritual work you want to do, some changes you want to bring in your life. So all in the mind, all in your dreams, all in your hopes, but nothing concrete is happening. So the Mars is showing right now some kind of obstacles, and you're focusing a lot on those obstacles. You're focusing on them to such an extent that you're telling yourself everything is impossible. It's about great worry over nothing, focusing too much on your obstacles that you're making them so huge for yourself. But by the end of this August, you will see some relief as Mars reaches to the first house. You will overcome your internal obstacles, internal challenges, that mindset you have, and you're very stubborn with that. You're not moving beyond those ideas or mindset. So Mars brings that change. And for Gemini, the 3rd house is very powerful this month, where you have Sun in Leo along with Venus and Mercury. It really enhances your productivity. It really helps you to confidently take your decisions, to speak what you want to say, especially in your relationships, your friendships, where sometimes you may hesitate to say something because you will feel that others are thinking that you are selfish. You cannot take that decision because you will be blamed that you are selfish. But not anymore. You will take a good step for your own self. Some kind of initiation happens here, a work project, maybe it's about learning something, taking care of yourself. Something crucial starts from here, because you have the 3rd and the 5th lord together, Sun and Venus. So something which you absolutely love doing, it makes you happy, and you're waiting for a very long time to start with it. So that starts from here. A major focus on children, if you have children, spending time with them, helping them with their creative work, hobbies, education. So sometime you're going to spend with your friends or your children or your family, loved ones. Now, as I mentioned, Sun in its own sign, and then we have a full moon in Aquarius, but also just opposite to Sun, there is Saturn in Aquarius in the 3rd and the 9th house axis. So Saturn and this full moon takes you to a very unexpected place, a very different journey. You may be forced to travel. You may not like to travel at this time. You are being asked to go somewhere. and you don't want to, but reaching to that destination, taking that step, meeting that significant person will really uplift your life. You will get some kind of valuable information or guidance this month, which will be very helpful. For Cancer, there is a full moon happening in your 8th house. For Cancer people, you have to see the full moon every month in which sign it's happening. It will always impact you in a very great manner. After all, moon is the ruler of your 1st house. It is the sign where your moon is placed. So it's a full moon in the 8th house in Aquarius. You already have Saturn retrograde in that house. So this is about a very big transition, a very big change happening for yourself, overcoming a certain fear, overcoming a certain mindset, overcoming a certain obstacle. You are breaking a barrier. You're no more afraid of taking that step and succeed in life. So very positive. And also you're finally leaving something behind, which is not allowing you to be your very own self. Sometimes we deal with certain situations and people who doesn't allow us to be our very authentic self. The way they want us to work, we just work in that manner. So Sun brings that authentic self. It is going to be in its own sign in Leo, 2nd house. Just opposite to that, we have Saturn in Aquarius, breaking a barrier, breaking some kind of restriction coming through people, society, workplace, going beyond it. And you have Sun, Venus, Mercury in 2nd house in Leo. This is about a major focus towards your family life, especially father figure, someone who is authoritative in family, listening to that person, spending time with that person, talking about finances, managing finances along with that person. Or you are the one who is like the son in the family and you're taking care of the needs of everyone. A major focus on your friendships, family, home, because you have the 2nd lord Sun with 11th lord Venus in the 2nd house. So this is a time when you're working and blending along with a lot of people, yet you have to take care of your own identity. And there is great advancement with respect to wealth, because you already have Jupiter and Mars in Taurus in the 11th house. So this is bringing great gains with respect to money. Your hard work is paying off and you will get better financial opportunities. If your money is stuck somewhere, you will receive it. By the end of this month, Mars reaches to the 12th house in Gemini. Now, Mars being the 10th lord transiting from 12th house in Gemini, and Mercury in the 2nd house. At the work front, or maybe just your immediate surroundings, people, someone is not saying the truth. Like whatever you listen, do not trust it blindly. There are some challenges with respect to the communication. In this month, in the sign of Mercury, that is Gemini, you have Mars, and already there is Ketu in Virgo in the 3rd house of communication. So don't get into arguments very quickly. Think before you speak, and also do not trust what you listen every single day. You have to see it. You have to be very observant and patient to trust and to understand things. So no quick decisions should be made at this time. For Leo, you have Sun coming back to your 1st house. You have Sun transiting over your natal moon in Leo. So not just the Sun is in Leo this month, but you also have Venus and Mercury. A very powerful start, I would say. Not like from the start of August, but from the mid of August. It's a very powerful initiation. You are celebrating something. Definitely, it's about your success. It is about your identity. It's about who you truly are. That kind of celebration definitely happens, and it's also a celebration with respect to work, because in the 10th house you do have Jupiter and Mars in Taurus for this entire month. And here Jupiter is the 5th house ruler. Mars is the 9th house ruler. So the trine lords in the Kendra house, 10th house, you are being given the right direction this month. Even if you don't see something amazing is happening with respect to your profession, but the right foundation is being created and you are shown the right way. You're doing very well and you will see success. There is achievement for you, and this will give you immense happiness. I think more than anything else, realization of your worth, realization of how much you have done till now, and where you are going in life. This is something you should acknowledge and celebrate, this achievement. So why this month is unique and special? Because you have Sun just opposite to Saturn, where Saturn is in its own sign Aquarius in the 7th house. You also have a full moon in the 7th house this month in Aquarius, and Sun just opposite to Saturn in Leo. Now this Sun-Saturn alignment in the 1st and 7th house axis is showing that on one hand you will continue to grow and cherish yourself. You will continue to be very confident about yourself. But on the other hand, you may see opposition from the world. People trying to change you, people trying to correct you with respect to your personality, with respect to your responsibilities. So you don't have to feel bad about yourself. At least this is where you have to work. Don't feel bad about being your authentic self, but also you're meeting certain people who may show you the path for better development in life. If you want to do something long term, it could be taking care of your health, it could be taking care of your finances, some kind of investment. If you want to take something to the next level in life, you may face some obstacle. You may face situation where the other person is guiding you, telling you. So be open to take advices, but don't lose yourself completely. Don't think that every word being said to you is criticism. Be open to what comes to you, listen to it and take what resonates with you. So it's like you versus the world with the Sun and Saturn's opposition. And again, it's you versus the person who is in a connection with you with respect to love, marriage, business partnership. The ideas are not aligning. So some ego clash is indicated. And still, there's a full moon here in the 7th house. So major focus on your relationships is going to happen. Major focus on your public appearance is going to happen. And later on, you will be observing that the Mars goes into your 11th house in Gemini after 26th of August. And this further enhances your productivity. This further enhances your ability to work on your finances, but it may lead to some clashes with the people at the work front. For Virgo, the 1st house ruler Mercury will be transiting from the 12th house, and we have 3 planets in 12th house this month. So along with Mercury, you will be having the 12th Lord Sun, and there's also Venus, all in Leo. So this is a time dedicated to a break, taking a rest, not indulging into any work. Or I would say it's about mindfulness. every thought just comes and goes. It doesn't stays there in your mind. It doesn't bothers you. This is what you have to really take care of, that nothing stays in your mind and it bothers you for a very long period. Sun in the 12th house, with respect to the transit, it's about losing everything which really bothers you, losing even the ego, losing every idea where you feel that it's about my self-respect, it's about my identity, it's about my achievements, leaving all of these ideas behind and just be like this spark, this soul who is here on earth, and to experience everything, reaching to that level of silence and solace. So disconnection is a major theme for Virgo, and focusing more on such ideas, such kind of work which really makes you feel safe and happy. You should feel safe in your own mind, focusing on such positive mindset, work, hobby, anything which you like doing, focusing on that and disconnecting from people, because it's difficult. Like, why I'm coming back to the same point, because just opposite to the 12th house you have Saturn retrograde in the 6th house. You're having Sun and Saturn opposition in the 6th and 12th house axis, and both of them are literally in their own signs. So Sun in Leo looks at Saturn in Aquarius, and Saturn in Aquarius looks at Sun in Leo. It's difficult. It's difficult because 6th house is giving very hard challenges, a very hard, I would say, schedule with respect to work, with respect to your responsibilities towards maybe your own family, relatives, people, your blood connections. It could be something so challenging with respect to work, finances. It keeps you in this mode of tension because you have full moon in the 6th house. So you have to really learn to mentally disconnect from your challenges, or to connect to your power, that these challenges are not bothering you, they're not overpowering you. So a full moon in the 6th house in Aquarius, definitely it's about victory, it's about overcoming challenges. And Sun, Venus, Mercury in the 12th house is about being in this hermit mode and taking care of your needs, taking care of your safety, your emotional safety. We have Jupiter, Mars in the 9th house, and for this entire month, Mars is in the 9th house. Later on, it will move into your 10th house in Gemini. So I think Mars brings upliftment. By the end of the August, you will see that there is some kind of very hard challenge or obstacle which will go away. It will be gone completely. And there is luck. There is definitely some divine guidance, luck, support around you, which will help you in your personal and professional journey as well. For Libra, your first house ruler, Venus, will be along with Sun and Mercury in the 11th house. All of them will be in Leo. I think this is the time when you will learn about the people. You will learn about certain friends, even colleagues, who are here just to really enjoy the beauty, the gift you're bringing to their lives. Like, being with you is a privilege. Being with you brings more happiness. Like, you have this great personality, you are talented, and when people are with you, they feel happy, and they share that limelight you have, and taking advantage of who you are, that is going to bother you. You will have people who will really support you in your success, in your achievements. There is some kind of very brilliant achievement happening this month, a reward waiting for you. And some people will not be so happy, especially the ones who are working under you, or maybe even certain friends. So I think this month is dedicated to understand who is genuinely there for you and who is just along with you because it's going to bring some kind of gain to them, opportunist kind of people. So learning about friendships, learning about the real side of people, who they are, because you have a full moon in the 5th house in Aquarius, which is about happiness, which is about celebration. So definitely there is some celebration, but along with the full moon, we have Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. And then just opposite to it in the 11th house, you have Sun, Venus, Mercury. There is achievement, there is mastering a certain skill, but there is difficulty with people. And you are not the reason. It's just that some people are jealous, some people are just here to take advantage. So differentiating is important here. And you have right now Jupiter, Mars in the 8th house in Taurus. This transit will be here for entire month. And by the end of August, Mars will transit into 9th house. It will be in Gemini. So Jupiter and Mars, which means that Jupiter is your 6th lord and the 3rd house ruler as well, and Mars is the 7th house ruler and the 2nd house. So this is about your family life, maybe your relationships, maybe your partnerships. You're constantly putting in a lot of work. It could be something where you're constantly putting in a lot of money into something and you don't see any result. You don't see that final destination. There's some uncertainty regarding either money or partnership, which will end very soon by the end of August, and you will have more clarity. Your money will grow exponentially. Even if not exponentially, it's more than what you expect. With respect to love, with respect to companionship, there's some things which are very uncertain for Libra people, and you will see more clarity and a better communication by the end of this month. For Scorpio, your 1st house ruler, Mars, will continue its transit in the 7th house along with Jupiter, and by the end of August, Mars will move into the 8th house in Gemini. I think Jupiter and Mars over here, it's going to enhance your worth. It's going to enhance your personality and who you truly are in front of the people. And it's not easy because you have right now Rahu in Pisces in the 5th house. This is a very significant house with respect to your well-wishers. It's a very significant house with respect to happiness as well. So even if you're not feeling much supported by some people, or you're very confused how people are, interacting with you, how they're treating you, but one thing is for sure, that you're going to achieve what you want, where you want to reach right now. You will achieve that because you have that courage and wisdom. With the help of these two things, you're very dedicated towards your path. So your public appearance, your work, how it's connecting to other people, see, it will be valued, whatever you are doing. And once the Mars goes into the 8th house in Gemini late in the August, it's about going into a period of rest, going into a period of taking actions in a very slow manner. You have to be very observant. You have to be very patient here. Because if you are restless or nervous at this time, you may make mistakes. You may see some gossip happening against you as well, and you don't have to lose your temper with respect to that. One of the very good transit is Sun, 10th Lord in the 10th house this month. Sun along with Venus and Mercury. You are getting popular. You have very strong placements in 7th and the 10th house this month. So popularity, there is professional success. It's not just about your personality, but the talents. It's going to bring great results. And even if it's not about work, having Sun in the 10th house is feeling positive, feeling very enthusiastic for life, for whatever you're going to do. People will respect you for who you are. There's a lot of appreciation coming towards you. And if you are into a creative work, you will see more success at this time. And there's one more thing. Saturn in its own sign, Sun in its own sign, aligned in the 4th and 10th house axis. You also have a full moon in the 4th house in Aquarius this month. Something about home, something about a certain emotional bond with someone. It's not so great. It's not easy for you to deal with a particular person. For some people, it could be concerned about the well-being of your mother. For some people, it's just that some emotional bonds are very hard, dealing with a very difficult person. And now you're no more feeling bad about that connection. You're trying to take your power back. This is what the full moon is doing. And this full moon is also about reorganizing few things at your home, which will really help you to achieve more clarity in life. For Sagittarius, the first house ruler, Jupiter, is along with Mars in your 6th house, and this transit will continue to happen in the entire month of August. By the end of August, around 26th, Mars will leave the Jupiter and it will move into 7th house in Gemini. So having Jupiter Mars together in the 6th house, it shows overcoming certain challenges during this month. Maybe this is not a fight with respect to achieving something big, but it's about your worth, it's about your value, who you truly are. You're working very hard to prove something about yourself, about your personality, about your identity, and you will see success in that. There are certain health issues which may bother you at this time. You have to really work a lot on your health, because at the very same time, moon rules your 8th house, and now in this month there's a full moon in the 3rd house along with the Saturn in the very same sign. We have Saturn here retrograde in Aquarius. So it could be you're working too much, you're worried a lot about something, and it leads to struggles with respect to health. So great focus on health, great focus also on your decisions. You're going to be very firm and dedicated towards your decisions, your path. You're overcoming a certain fear or challenge, and more dedication towards proving yourself. Again, that self-worth is a major theme here. You know you're very talented, you know you have a lot with respect to talents and potential, but still you feel that you have to prove your worth. In the 9th house, there is Sun, Venus, Mercury in Leo. This brings great luck. The Sun brings the right opportunity. Sun brings the right guidance in your life. For some people, it is also about connecting to the divine. connecting to that spark of divine within, connecting to your wisdom. Some kind of awakening happens here. Realization happens here. There is positivity, there is guidance, there is ease of taking decisions. So sun brings help, maybe from father figure, maybe from the divine itself. And Venus, the 11th lord, is 11 places away in the 9th house. So definitely financial opportunities, work opportunities will get better. Finances will get better. You also have Mercury here, which is your 10th lord, transiting 12 places away in the 9th house. So Mercury is also going through this retrograde movement. So with respect to Mercury, don't take instant decisions, especially with respect to your work, even trusting someone. If you meet someone new with respect to work opportunity, even friendships, you don't have to instantly, trust people, because having Sun, Venus, Mercury in Leo in the 9th house, you'll be very happy if someone says 2 positive words about you. So when someone says something good, you really like to hear that. It's not always coming through a friend. It could be someone who is just trying to take advantage. So you have to be very careful how you trust people, how you make the best use of your opportunities this month. And full moon in the 3rd house, it is about courage, tapping into your courage and your strength to take a certain decision which is being delayed or postponed again and again in your life. And by the end of this month, Mars reaches to 7th house in Gemini. It will enhance your business, your work. It will speeden up the process of your work, definitely. And it's a bit troublesome with respect to your partnership, love connections. It may bring some conflicts and arguments. For Capricorn, it's a full moon in the 2nd house. You already have your 1st house ruler, Saturn, in the 2nd house. So a major focus on this particular house. Changes with respect to your diet, changes with respect to how you connect with other people, how you socialize, how you share your life with other people. Some disconnection happens here, and disconnecting and also collecting a lot of good things which are very important for you. It's your people, it's your finances, and how to take it long term. A major focus on the longevity of the good things in your life. How can you make things more stable and yet you can grow? So full moon brings major emphasis on the finances, how to save more or how to even earn more. For Capricorn, there's one more major transit, the Sun, 8th lord in the 8th house. And Sun and Saturn are in this opposition, 7 places away from each other, and they both are in their own signs. So this alignment of Sun and Saturn takes you to a point where you are going to be in this phase of relaxation or taking a break from a lot of responsibilities. Something you were constantly doing for others, and now you take a break and focus on self, like realigning with your health, taking care of your needs, taking care of even certain fears you have, certain insecurities you have. You're trying to heal that aspect. So major focus on healing, coming back to that very happy version of self. Not worrying too much about the future, because the 2nd house transits are making you focus more on future and finances. And the 8th house transits, where the Sun, Venus and Mercury are in Leo, it's about bringing you back to your soul, bringing back to your happiness, your creative talents, your potential, your power, your ideas. So it's about going into this phase of rest, relaxation, and there's some renewal happening here. And when you're gone through this phase of renewal, you will see more success, more productivity in your life. So the major theme for Capricorn is renewal this month. There is Jupiter and Mars in Taurus in the 5th house. This transit will continue throughout this month, and by the end of August, around 26th, Mars will leave the 5th house and it will go into your 6th house in Gemini. So Jupiter, Mars in the 5th house in Taurus will continue to bring more appreciation, support from the world. Whatever work you are doing, whatever talent you have, creativity, potential you have, it will be celebrated. It will be given great importance to you. And this transit also shows some kind of enhancement in your productivity, enhancement in the way you work, using your skills in a very beautiful manner. There is passion, there is wisdom. So everything comes together, leading to success. Dealing with children, dealing with maybe even students. If you are a professional and you have responsibility to guide other people, I think you are in a leadership role. For some people who are not very experienced, and you're guiding them, you're giving your best knowledge to other people, and these people will celebrate you. So for Capricorn, I think the entire month of August is about not being too hard on self, coming back to what makes you happy, and preparing for something new. But before that, a lot of internal healing, physical, emotional healing needs to happen. For Aquarius, we have a full moon in Aquarius in the very first house of yours. We already have Saturn going retrograde there as well. I think this month is about not be so hard towards yourself, not to be so harsh. The way you communicate with yourself, you need to be very tender, loving and kind towards who you are, the decisions you have made, or wherever you are in life. Because this transit of Saturn in the first house, and this is about a lot of changes with respect to your personality, very old ways of thinking or habits, they have to go, and new habits are being formed. So it's time to be a bit nice and kind towards self. And this full moon happening in the first house itself, it's about being in power. And because moon in your chart, it rules the 6th house, so it's about going beyond a challenge, going beyond a very tough situation. There is some kind of a win, there is some kind of enhancement here. So it's not the situations which are overpowering you, it's you who is taking the lead in your life. This is the change, this is what is happening in August. And this alignment of Sun and Saturn, Sun in Leo in the 7th house, it will be along with Venus and Mercury, and then of course Saturn in its own sign in the 1st house. There are issues with people who either they don't think about you, they think about what they can get from you, whether it's your romantic connection, whether it's a partnership, business partnership, any kind of collaboration. I think you may deal with people who are just taking certain decisions, they're acting in such a way where they only think about themselves. So there is ego clash, dealing with people who are more selfish. That could be the struggle. But this alignment of Sun and Saturn in this particular month is also about great realization about self, about your profession, about your path. Something major, maybe a major decision is being made this month regarding what path you have to take with respect to your work, with respect to what kind of people you want in your life, because Saturn is about letting go old patterns, and Sun in its own sign in the 7th house is about continuing to grow. But also certain sunsets are happening in this month, letting go of something which is not aligning with what kind of a person you are becoming right now. So some disconnections are possible. Jupiter Mars in the 4th house in Taurus, and this transit will continue for this entire month. By the end of August, you will have Mars in Gemini in the 5th house. So Jupiter and Mars are helping you a lot with respect to your finances, because Jupiter here is the 11th lord. So there's more luxury, there is more growth, there is more fulfillment, living a very good lifestyle. You will see more improvement in your home, in the entire setup where you live. It's not about just luxury, but living life with beauty, living life with more upliftment, emotionally as well and materially as well. But Jupiter also rules the 2nd house of family, so it's along with Mars. So there are certain people with whom you don't blend very well. And Mars will go to Gemini in the 5th house later on this month. So this enhances your ability to, say what you want, express yourself. You will not hesitate to say something. Right now, Mars with Jupiter in the 4th house, there is some restriction. You feel restricted to speak out what you truly want to. So Mars brings more freedom by the end of this month. For Pisces, there's a full moon happening in the 12th house. Here, moon in the 12th house in Aquarius shows moving forward, trying to create a map, trying to create a plan to move forward with respect to your desires and dreams. Right now, it may look impossible, whatever you are striving for. Already you have retrograde Saturn in Aquarius in the 12th house. There's a lot of waiting which is coming through this transit. You know that there is something beautiful in your path, but sometimes you lose hope. So the full moon is bringing that hope back. Full moon shows some tense situation this month, which may keep you on the edge. It may make you feel a bit nervous. It could be a situation regarding the finances. It could be a situation regarding your health. Health is something very important here. It could be something about how you're going to utilize your talent or your resources, your investment, your finances, something regarding that. And it could be, for some people, it is about travel. You're traveling to far distant place as well. And in the 6th house, you have Sun, Venus and Mercury. Here, Sun is in its own sign. In the 12th house, just opposite, 7 places away, Saturn in its own sign. So Sun-Saturn opposition here. In the 6th and 12th house axis, this is about too much of work, some kind of change in the work routine. And you're not very welcoming towards that change with respect to work. Maybe it will change your daily routine. There's some change in the daily pattern of your life with respect to your habits, with respect to how you take care of yourself. But Sun here will make you more aware of what needs to be done to take care of your health and well-being, trying new ways to take care of yourself. Maybe you're starting with food, maybe you're starting with some kind of fitness regime, and focusing on any kind of symptom, any kind of sign your body is giving. This great focus on the physical well-being and emotional well-being as well. And you may see some opposition at the work front, but Sun brings you back to the place of victory and glory. You will win. You will surpass these challenges. Here, Sun is your sixth lord, and the Venus is the eighth lord, coming together in the sixth house. So even if someone tries to tarnish your image, or no matter what problem you may face, you will win in that situation. But a very huge change in your routine, in your habits, the daily pattern of life. In the third house, there is Jupiter and Mars in Taurus. This transit will continue up to the 26th of August, and after that, Mars in Gemini in the fourth house. So Jupiter and Mars are actually uplifting your finances. Jupiter and Mars, they're uplifting that positive outlook towards yourself, towards life, towards everything, whatever work you are. Taurus is about adding more value in life. The more value you add, the more beautiful life gets. So this transit of Jupiter Mars is about constantly adding valuable things in your journey. It could be money, it could be certain decisions regarding your self-care, your grooming, your family life. It could be doing some kind of a favorite hobby, activity. So I want to bring all the quality stuff, all the quality things into my life, and I want to create a very beautiful journey from here. So that is the theme for you. And Jupiter, Mars are very helpful in this process. They're also helping in taking such decisions where you will gain more financial abundance. Rahu in the first house, yes, there is some confusion. Rahu will never leave this trait of bringing confusion. So in the first house, there is confusion regarding how the world views me. Am I on the right path or not? And the Jupiter Mars right now in the third house, you are doing very well despite of the confusion.